Welcome to episode 90 of the Brew Crew Scoop. It was a 5-2 week for the Milwaukee Brewers. They finished off a sweep of the Cubs at Wrigley, and then it was a big series against the Dodgers, followed by another sweep of the Cardinals. So it was a good week against NL Central Division
I
teams.
feel like the sweep of the Cubs isn't that impressive anymore. Kind of seeing the role they're on.
Correct. I'd agree. They're double-digit losses now, but hey, man, at least they got a trusty captain at the front of that ship telling them that we just got to play better, and that's the kind of insight you pay $40 million for, right?
Hey, maybe they have the clubhouse leadership Lucroy's looking for though.
Yeah, yeah, we'll talk about that. Holy cow, the CTE on that fella. All right, well, we can get right into it. On Wednesday, the Brewers took care of business 5-0. Kyle Harrison struck out 11 Chicago Cubs. Brewers swept the Cubs, as I mentioned. Um, Offensively, there were only two runs batted in for the Brewers in that game, Bauers and Hamilton, because of a bunch of errors, including Mr. PCA, who was having a really bad week. We were talking about that last week. It snowballed. But on the mound, Kyle Harrison, 11 Ks, one walk, two hits. Um, DL Hall came in, closed out the game with 2 innings there. Um, that pushed the Cubs losing streak to 6, I believe. But like we mentioned already, it's at 10 now. But then they had the day off Thursday. Then Friday, the Dodgers came to town. Logan Henderson had 5 shutout innings in a 5-1 win. William Contreras hit a 3-run homer. Um, Unfortunately, Logan Henderson was struggling through a back injury. Sounds fairly minor, so hopefully we see him back soon. But he still got the job done against the mighty Dodgers, anyways. I think that was like 9 straight regular season wins for the Brewers. It was, I think it was two years ago, then 6 last year, and then 1 this year. So
Why
kind
did
of,
you say regular season?
I don't think we played them other than oh, I guess spring training. Yeah, that's right. After Henderson, Drone had an inning and a third. Ashby an inning, a third, Chat Patrick an inning and a third. So they split it there to finish off that game. But Saturday and Sunday were different stories. Saturday it was an 11-3 Dodgers win. Um, Teoscar drove in 6 runs for the Dodgers. On the Brewers side of things, Churio had the only multi-hit game. Robert Gasser started that one. Really struggling this year. 6.48 ERA for Gasser. Jake Woodford took a little bit of a beating then late in that game. Actually, Deal Hall did too right before that as well. But 11-3 loss Sunday, 5-1 Dodgers. Yamamoto pitched great. Well, I guess I don't know if I'd say great, but he went 7 innings, only gave 1 run. He did allow 7 hits and only 3 strikeouts, but um, nonetheless, Dodgers took it there. The Brewers' lone run came out of Sal Frelick, fielder's choice in the second inning. But then the Cardinals came to town, and then Monday it was a 5-1 win. Jacob Misiorowski Memorial Day, and just another dominant performance. I think it was the hardest he's been throwing all year, honestly. Um, Miz had 12 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 2 hits, just 1 earned. Aaron Ashby finished off the last 2 innings of that game, but Miz hit 100 strikeouts on the year. I think that I saw it was Burns had 102 or 103 through his first um, 10 starts, 10, 11. Well, I think 11 starts. But anyways, he's on pace for the fastest to 100, one of the fastest to 100 strikeouts in franchise history. Currently, he's on pace for basically 300 strikeouts. So pretty nuts. And I mean, obviously it'd be surprising, but you wouldn't be absolutely shocked if I told you Jacob Misiorowski had 300 strikeouts this year because if he keeps commanding the ball with that stuff, he looks borderline unhittable every night. Tuesday, 6-0 Brewers win. Garrett Mitchell had a 3-run homer. Um, that was the big punch in that game, but Jake Bauers also had a solo homer in that game. Um, the tarps off got accepted by the Brewers, I think, in that game. The Brewers employees, I should say, and they were doing some roll call, which made me laugh. Um, the other funny thing that made me laugh, and maybe it shouldn't, but Abner Uribe's triple crotch chop to end this one was a little interesting. I don't know. He just whatever. We'll talk about it, but he was I guess once I heard more today, it made a little more sense. And I'm not the biggest fan of the Cardinals manager, but it just felt really silly when it happened. I don't normally condone that behavior unprovoked, but maybe it was provoked. So, but on the Brewers side of things, Kyle Harrison, another really good start. Not quite as good as a few that we've seen from him, but nonetheless, through 10 starts, he lowered his ERA to 157, which is historically good for a Brewers pitcher in uh, the first 10 starts. So 6 innings there, just 2 Ks, but got it done efficiently. Trevor McGill closed that one out. He's put together a couple nice outings recently, including today, which was a 2-1 win. Um, Aaron Ashby vultured the win there. He moves to 9-0 on the season. McGill got the save. I saw you just mention our group chat. McGill had his first 100-mile-an-hour fastball this year, so that's good. But yeah, it was a Dustin May no hitter into the eighth inning until the left fielder Torres for the Cardinals kind of whiffed on a Garrett Mitchell fly ball. It was a double, would have been a tough play, but kind of a bummer for Dustin May. But then the Brewers just do what they do. The Woodpeckers, Yelly singled into right, and then Frelick scored on an air. I think they make defenders play worse. It's crazy. So Brewers stole one there in the eighth, 2-1. Chet Patrick with the spot start there gave us 4 innings, and you'll take it. So good stuff there. It was a 5-2 week, like I said. So great week.
Yeah, we're hot. Got to take advantage when we're hot, and then we're like today's game, make a squeak a couple out. But I don't know, like even that Dodgers game we lost on, was it Saturday? Felt like it kind of just got away from us. Like we were in that game, and then all of a sudden it wasn't even close. But we also had DL Hall and Woodford out there, which aren't exactly our top dogs. But um, yeah, good week. We're rolling. Dollar Dog Day Monday. Were you there or no?
Yep, I
You
did.
partake?
I did partake in 4 hot dogs. I had high hopes for more, and then after a while, you realize you're eating a microwaved cheap hot dog. So unfortunately, that's all I could stomach that day at least. So, but yeah, it was cool. Hot dog did win the sausage
It
race.
was
I
fixed.
don't know if anyone was surprised.
Fixed. I can't wait for Dollar Chorizo Day.
Someone was talking about in the stands. I overheard some banter about how chorizo is the least aerodynamic, so he has
Yeah,
the
it's the
worst
heaviest, I
stats.
think.
I mean, it makes sense,
It's the
but
heaviest, and I don't know that I haven't tested like wind tunnel stats for aerodynamics, but I do know I have heard it's the heaviest.
yeah, we
Yeah,
got to
it's tough.
get our hands on some of those suits.
We
All
should
right,
get in the race. I think we could.
for uh for the Cubs Dodgers Cardinals week, who was your untouchable pitch of the week?
You fellas are untouchable. Is that the thing? No one can get to you?
Untouchable. I mean, you kind of gotta say Miz, but I don't know if we want to because that's no fun. But he was untouchable. Um, I mean, it is factually Miz, but lots of guys got it done this week actually. The pitching staff did really well. I have the stats going into today, and then obviously today we gave up 1 run, so they continue to do well. But lots of guys, low ERAs, low WHIPs. I love seeing Carlos Rodriguez came up and ate some innings. Lots of guys coming up and eating innings, so got to shout that out. But yeah, it's got to be Miz. It's not fun, but when you're doing what he's doing, you got 12 Ks. Um, you can be our untouchable pitcher of the week.
I'll shout out Kyle Harrison too. He gets the benefit of the 2 start week for the sake of the untouchable pitcher. Um, but yeah, it's obviously a miss. And if he continues to locate, um, he's probably gonna be the untouchable pitcher every week. So
Yeah, I saw the month of May NL pitcher of the month whatever battle. I
yeah,
mean, Chris,
Sanchez.
and I was gonna say like, come on, all Chris Sanchez has is a better ERA, but he went 7 shutout
Yeah,
today, I think.
I
So
just saw that.
he continues to have a better ERA. So I don't know, he's probably scheduled to pitch again this month, right? It's only 27th, 31 days in May.
Yeah, it would be, I guess, probably the 31st.
Yeah, so I guess he'll have one more shot. He'll have to go shutty and K some
Mhm.
guys. But
Yeah, it could be one of the better NL Cy Young races in recent memory if those two are both on pace for over 250 strikeouts and sub 2 ERAs. Not to mention Miz is historically the hardest thrower of all time in the sample size of his career. So Um, yeah, it's fun. Happy to see him. Happy to see him on the Brewers. That's for sure.
Yep.
Who is your hot hitter of the week?
Oh, stop dropping on fire, Ricky Bobby! I'm on fire! He's so hot right now.
I'll give it to Garrett Mitchell. He had some big hits. He had a big hit today. You mentioned his home run. He might not, he might strike out a little bit, but over the week he had home run among his 5 hits, I believe. He scored 2 runs, 4 RBI, a walk. So I'll give it to Garrett Mitchell. That was the stats I pulled were just since the Wednesday game, that last Cubs game through today. But he's getting it done, and then the other guys that have got it done are, I think, all guys we've already mentioned this year. So I figured I'd spread some love. But Contreras continues to get it done. Yelly got it done today. Has been getting it done. I don't think there's pretty much anything Brewers fans love seeing more than Yelly performing at a relatively high level. So love that. And then Jake Bauers, the gift that keeps on giving.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about the debacle. So it sounds like Abner Uribe thinks that Ollie Marmol was gesturing towards that he was going to start hitting Brewers players. Marmol clarified that he was pointing at the rib saying that they should or could hit players, but they're not. I don't know how that wasn't very clear to Abner Uribe, but I don't know. It seemed like the fans caught the tail end of it. So maybe it seems we caught the end of it is kind of what happened. It seems like it was fine.
Wasn't he
Uh,
like doing the like D-Generation X like WWE thing? Like,
yeah, I
I
think,
don't know. He's just it's entertainment, baby. Come
yeah.
on.
So I think what we've gathered is the Cardinals thought the Brewers were somehow relaying signs. Vogelback denied it, the hitting coach, obviously, and him and Marmol apparently had an altercation on Saturday during batting practice, or excuse me, Tuesday in batting practice, game 2 of that series. And it sounds like
You think Vogie had a
Abner,
dollar dog?
yeah, I think, yeah. You mean Vogelback on my hat? Um, so it sounds like we caught the tail end of that, and you saw Murphy said it was unacceptable, which first of all, I don't know. I just love Pat Murphy. He just knows, like that's not a hard thing to say, but I would bet half the managers in the league would say the wrong thing there. So,
What do you
good
think
on
they'd
him
say?
to say it was unacceptable. Like that's not the way we do things. I don't know. He seems to just always get it right. Um, but yeah, it was whatever. It was funny. I thought it was funny. I don't condone just starting fights for no reason, but I guess there was some context there, and it kind of seems over with. So whatever. The Brewers and Cardinals seem to shake hands on it last night or this morning, apparently. So it's all good. It was funny. I saw Yelich shaking his head. He's probably thinking he's gonna be wearing one in the ribs. So I would have liked to see Abner taking that bat today if that was the case. Let's let him wear it because Yelich made a glass. So
Yeah, I just kind of thought it was funny. It's not that big of a deal, realistically.
no.
Like the game was over, and that was a celebration. It's not like I've seen Abner Uribe do worse things, is what
Yeah.
I'll say. If that's how he handled it, it definitely could have been worse. So
There's something funny about a guy doing that and then 10 minutes later being interviewed, being like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Like it's so not accidental. It wasn't like he cleated someone. It's like
yeah.
a very whatever. Anyways. All right. Let's see. So we talked about Henderson. Hopefully, not out long. I'd imagine when he's healthy that he comes back to the major league rotation. Um, but we'll see. I feel like he's kind of earned a spot, but I don't know. You got a lot of mouths to feed out there. So, um, Woody is due for I think 4 ups is what they said is the next one, but his last bullpen was 50 pitches, or live BP, I should say, and he hit 94 on the gun, so that's awesome. 94 is definitely towards the high end of what you see from Woody these days, so you'll take that, no doubt. Um, and then Quinn Priester tonight actually is due for 5 ups in Nashville. So
Quinn Priester is due for a shoulder surgery.
yeah, like we talked about this last time. If if it's thoracic outlet and it doesn't get better, it may just make sense to do that. But yeah, I don't know. Um, as far as other injury news, I don't know that there was anything
I think I
else, was
saw
there?
I think I saw Akil Baddoo is on rehab.
Oh yeah. But he was optioned, so he was activated and then optioned to Nashville. I don't know who Blake Perkins has dirt on to not get swapped out for Badu, but um or Luis Lara, one of the two. But yeah, I would think that I would think you don't sign Akil Badu unless you plan to use him. So
Yeah,
he's
I thought
not a
I saw
big
it.
prospect.
He did something in a game that popped up on my timeline. I think he hit a ball hard. That's what he did. But maybe they just want to give him more time in Nashville to get reacquainted. We'll see.
Did you see that the obvious shirts guy who's did the whole elf like thing made fun of himself and accepted that it was a stupid tweet?
No, I
You
did
know,
not see that.
that tweet that was
Yes.
going viral where he explained the elf like thing and it was really dumb.
Yeah.
He said the Brewers showed why the NL Central runs to them. That was varsity versus JV. What's funny about the whole elf like situation is the L on my forehead is in fluorescent lighting.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I respect that. Um, but yeah, the Cubs, man. That's 10 straight. What I think I saw Edward Cabrera just went on IL too, so now they got Steele, Horton, Cabrera. Is there another one that's out right now too?
Yeah, what Matt the left
Boyd. Yeah,
Boyd, yeah.
Boyd's out. So they're down to Ben Brown, who's been pitching well. Tyone, who's been nothing special.
Colin Ray,
Uh,
Shota.
Shota came back down to earth a little bit his last couple starts, obviously, since they're not playing well. But yeah, they're in the cellar right now.
For the record though, the Cellar is still
Oh yeah,
two or
29,
three games
26.
above,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
500.
Yeah.
But the White Sox, I think, have 28 wins. So is there a new top
White Sox
dog
are
in Chicago?
27 and 27, yeah.
27. Oh yeah, they lost last night in extras.
They got
Um,
uh they got interesting pieces, the White
kind
Sox.
of.
I mean, nothing crazy, but
Yeah, they're not the deepest team around, but yeah.
all right. Standings, 4.5 game lead on the Cardinals, just like that. I think we were just talking about the Brewers being at the bottom of the division. Now here they are with a 4.5 game lead before the end of May. Super early still, but
Well, I
they're
think last week
technically on a
or
100-win pace.
even going into that Cubs series, we talked about how we had a big stretch of good teams to play, and if we got
hmm
it done, we'd be looking a lot better. And we did enough against the Dodgers, and then swept the division rivals. So we're sitting pretty.
Yep. The NL West is really looking good as well at the top. They got three teams with 31 or more wins.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe in the Padres.
Yeah, I don't either. It's kind of weird too because Tatis and Machado have both just been frankly bad for their standards.
Yeah,
Um,
I went to one of the games against. I didn't realize how big Tatis is. He's
oh
like
yeah.
super tall. He was I
hmm
don't know, might have been because Renjivo was playing first, but even if it was Vaughn, he was
Yeah.
definitely like way taller than both of them.
No,
Kind of crazy to look at.
and we've talked about just them putting Tatis at second, like you want a platinum glove in right field. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
To
think
make
part
room,
of it though is just they have a lot of guys that can only play outfield.
which is
Like they
weird 'cause it seemed
signed
like they signed 10 shortstops and then but
yeah,
Castellanos, yeah.
and then I don't know, and they just have a lot of pieces that play outfield. But yeah, it is weird.
Um yeah, Pavetta's hurt too right now.
I know Giolito's in their
Yeah, he made
rotation
a couple good
finally.
starts
And
for them.
Musgrove's like
Musgrove
maybe
is due
never
back
gonna pitch
soon.
again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They're
Um,
weird. The Giants still haven't figured it out, but they're having some fun, so I'll give them that.
yeah, I don't know what the deal is with the Giants.
I
Very
just
odd.
their roster is like
Yep.
constructed odd. I don't know.
hmm
And Webb isn't Webb.
What and Robbie Ray has been getting destroyed the last couple starts too. Um, yeah, things are not good in San Francisco. They're 12 under. All right. Should we go around the farm?
If it hadn't been for those meddling kids. If it hadn't been for you meddling kids. Ah, meddling kids. If it hadn't been for these meddling laddies.
Sure. Um, we got some ACL action. Alexander Frias is let's see, second in the ACL in doubles, has a 1.138 OPS, and a 90th exit velo in the top 10 percentile of all minor league batters. If you actually look at it like the Brewers Fangraphs minor league stats, he's the top player in the Oregon OPS. So good for that. Good to get some complex league stats. Hopefully he keeps ripping the ball. Fisher has been on fire. I kind of said he was striking out a lot last week, and since then he's just been hitting dongs. So I think he has like, yeah, as of yesterday, he had 4 home runs in his last 6 games. He's got his season long OPS up to 1.042. So as long as he can kind of manage strikeouts, his K rate's below 34% now. So it's went down in the last week too, and he still rocks a okay walk rate. So um, I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to get bumped up. I think, double A is normally that area they give those guys the longer run to show what they got. So he's been hot. Josh Adamchevsky also super hot. He's got a 1.025. T-Right's teammate down there. Also, he plays short, right? So shortstop, third base. They have a different recipe than the Brewers do when it comes to their offensive profile, with all of their most of their pop coming from the left side of the
Yeah.
infield, and Braylon Payne. But those two getting it done. Good to see. Brady Abel is named the Carolina League Player of the Week. Was on base half of his plate appearances. Um, and had 2 home runs for the Wilson Warbirds. So good to see that. And then otherwise, just I guess I pulled it up, so I want to do a quick little check in on season long stats. And Jet Williams and Cooper Pratt both have their year-long OPSs above 740. So that's really good to see, especially considering both started a little slow. Um, so they're rolling, and that's kind of the highlights from the uh, minors. Pitching wise, the stats aren't as fun to look at, but Brian Fitzpatrick still hasn't given up a run in AAA. So, and I'm sure we'll see him again. He performed well when he was up. Um, and otherwise, Yoho and Will Childers are both performing well in AAA. Both guys I would not be surprised to see in the big league pen this year. Um, but yeah, otherwise, nothing else I saw down on the farm. But if you're in the area, go see Adam. Go see Fisher while you can, and Adam Shevsky, I guess. But and Payne. It's a fun group there too. Like we've mentioned before. But last year we went with the previous fun group, and now we got a new fun group in Appleton.
Yeah, my around the farm is I saw a tweet from Jordan Lopnow saying that the Brewers have the organizational best
Yep.
record
Yeah, I
in
think we talked
baseball.
about that.
So,
I went through the records last week, but I didn't talk
okay.
about the accumulated. I just said how all the teams are doing well. Kind of
Yeah.
figured they'd be good, but I didn't realize they're that good. So it's good.
129 and 102 was what the
That
tweet
includes
said.
the Brewers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Unrelated to that, but I'm watching Braves Red Sox over here, and I just saw a challenge, or they thought about a challenge. It's the third inning, but it was 2 on, 1-2 count, or 0-2 count, I should say. 0-0 game. It just seems like that was a spot where you'd use a challenge compared to, I guess what I wanted to bring up was like people haven't learned the finesse of like I feel like when not to use a challenge yet. It's like there's no one on in the second inning and it's an 0-0 count. Like even if you're like fairly confident, it just feels like a very silly spot to use it. I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never recently like Abner burned one yesterday. Like that was the first pitcher we've seen use one and it wasn't even close.
Yeah, but when
That
it
was a
it
yeah.
didn't make sense, but at least it was late in the game. Like
That was
you
a better
can't take them
spot,
home
sure.
with you. But yeah.
But I would almost I feel like if I was a team, I would tell
Well, especially because Contreras is like one of the best in the league at
sure.
doing it.
Yeah. I would
Abner
tell
seems a little emotional.
I would probably say my rule would be if I were the manager, like something like no pitchers, nothing in the first 3 innings, and then after that, like middle innings, not unless like, you know, like 0-0 count or no one on. Some like I don't know, probably wouldn't use it. I know the Brewers were trying to finagle it in the spring training where they had almost a card up where they said like, here's the
Yeah.
time you're allowed to challenge, here's the time you're not, and MLB shut that down right away. Kind of wonder why. Like it wasn't like I mean, I guess you're just setting a precedent, so it is what it is. But I don't. I feel like I don't have wouldn't have any problem with teams saying like, here's the time that you're allowed to challenge. Here's the time you're not. They're not like telling you to challenge or not, but they're just giving you the red light if it's not the time. So I don't know. More league-wide things though. You mentioned the proposed CBA.
Yeah.
I don't know if you wanted to dive into that at all.
Yeah. From what I remember, they put kind of a bottom, a floor that would have a tax. What they call it, like the competitive.
Competitive integrity tax.
Yeah, there was the cheap owner's tax, but the number they put there was 150, which is like half the teams I think in the league are below that. So that's aggressive.
Hmm.
They wanted up the league minimum, was it to 1.5 mil? So like
Yeah, it's
doubling the
like double. Yeah.
league minimum. And then they wanted to up the competitive tax threshold to like 300 mil. So that was a jump up like 70 mil or so, right? Isn't that right? Like 233 right
Hmm.
now? Yeah. So
244.
they they want to make more money, actually. The players do, surprisingly. And the owners are going to counter, and I can't imagine that all of the owners are going to be super excited about a minimum salary of 150 million.
Yeah, it feels like it doesn't save anything if you bump up the minimum to 150, but then you also raise
Yeah,
the
it's just
the
inflation.
threshold to 300. That just sounds like it doesn't save the competitive balance in my
No,
opinion.
it helps the
Like,
players make more money, and
yeah,
that's the
exactly.
CBA's job, or the,
Sure.
but I don't know, or that's the Players Association's job, I should say, not the CBA's job. Yeah. I don't imagine the owners are gonna say, "Awesome, where do
Yeah.
we sign?"
Yeah. It's the first offer though,
Yeah,
probably arguably the worst, going to be the worst one, but yeah, I mean, I've already accepted the fact that there's going to be some sort of lockout.
I'm
Like,
pretty sure literally our whole spends less than 150 mil, except the Cubs.
yeah, probably.
I think the Reds are currently the second highest salary in the division, and they're like 19th overall, and I think we're 20th, and we're like what, 120?
Oh, like 120, yeah.
Yeah, so
Um, yeah, we haven't been able to expand it recently because they took a big loss from, well, weren't able to expand it this year because they were expecting to, and then they did take a big loss from the TV deal,
yeah.
apparently. I think Mark said 30 million. But I did just see Ken Rosenthal, not my favorite, but he said, though it's unlikely the Brewers are in a position to entertain the idea of trading for Tarek Skubal, notably, this is me talking now, notably the Tigers are really bad right now. Tarek is due back soon,
I
apparently.
have like no interest in Tarek Skubal, to be
I mean,
honest.
I have interest, but like that would be silly for me to say I have no interest in Tarek Skubal, I think. But
Well, yeah, but he costs something. I
that,
guess
yeah,
yes, if he
no,
was
I know.
free, then sure I would accept him, but we live in a
Hmm.
world where it would require trade capital to acquire another pitcher when I think realistically we might have a bigger issue with the bottom
Yeah,
half of our lineup
yeah.
than
Uh, it,
another pitcher.
it just would be awesome to get like another like I know we have pictures of pitched as well as CC Sabathia, but just another like dude who's, you know, I guess I don't know, it's not like Tarek School was a World Series, but just someone of that caliber to throw out there because like as much as I love the way our pitching staff is set up in the regular season, we don't have a lot of playoff experience. Not that Tarek School has a ton, but
He could
like,
have had a little more like high competitive experience if he would have pitched in
yeah,
the WBC,
yeah,
but
right. The
he
second
saved
game.
himself to stay
But it's like
healthy. So I get
I
that.
I'll I'll hand the ball to Logan Henderson any day in the regular season with no like, oh yeah, go for a kid. But I'd be nervous being like, here you go, Logan, here's game 2 with NLDS. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but we'd have all the piggybacks set up
For
that
sure.
it would
For
be a
sure.
short leash. I don't know, like if we roll out, if Woody gets healthy and you have Woody,
Yeah.
Miz, and Harrison
Yeah,
plus
no.
piggybacks and stuff, I'd feel okay.
It's a good that's a good rotation for I definitely don't feel bad about our pitching at all. I
Yeah, I
just
just
like it'd be awesome to bring in
don't
another
really
CC.
want to get him
No.
coming off that surgery as a rental,
Hmm.
considering what, I mean, obviously he'd be the biggest name if he's
Let's
dealt.
just let's just offer him like 300 million for next year because it's not gonna happen. Next year's not gonna
We could try.
happen. Okay. Well, we touched on almost everything. Um, I know upcoming schedule for the Brewers. They're heading down to Houston to go play the Astros.
Maybe they can bring someone back from the Astros.
Josh Hader,
And
Mauricio
he's pitching
Dubon.
again, right? Hater, he's
Hader is
back.
very close. Yeah, he's very close.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
No, I was
three.
thinking Paredes.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fine with me actually. But not if the Astros are competing now that Correa's hurt. I don't know that they're going to trade Paredes, but I don't know. They're 24 and 32, but who knows? Maybe by the end of June, early
We can
July,
give
they'll
him
be ready.
Renhefo. He's like a
Yeah,
former All-Star quality type guy.
Wolf. All right. They're going to Houston, and then they come home to play San Fran, and then they go to Colorado and I think Vegas, right? The A's series. Is this the series? Yeah,
A's are not in Vegas. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
This
yeah, yeah,
series
yeah, yeah,
is.
yeah.
So a couple of not. That's four series against teams under 500 right now.
Yep. So that
So
means we will be
be
lucky to
five,
go
right?
500.
Yeah, that's how it always works. But
Yep.
um, yeah. All
You got
right.
your Barrelman hat on. You got had any good beers lately?
Let me buy a beer. Sure. These fans, I love them. When I came in, they didn't recognize me at first, but then when I told them who I was, next thing you know, they're buying me my favorite beer. Thanks. Hey, it's a pleasure to buy a beer for a great pitcher like Whitey Ford. So I lied.
Hmm. Let me think, because I was sucking down some more blue bobbers at the game,
Yeah. All
so
right. We get it,
I
buddy. We
I
get it.
can't I can't double down on that. But you know, if they put blueberry in a different beer, I had a Line and Kugel's Tropical Hazy IPA actually on Saturday. That was good.
I had a Liney's IPA over the weekend too. I thought it was
That was
pretty
good.
good as well.
I've actually think I've only ever seen that one at the stadium. I'm not saying they only sell it at the stadium, but that's like the only time I've really ever seen it. Yeah, there it is. With the pot leaf on the front.
Yeah, that was the one I had.
Oh, it disappeared. Um, yeah, it was good. Good stuff. Nothing crazy. Oh, Lucroy. Jonathan Lucroy says Abner Uribe's Hingle McCringleberry celebration was due to lack of leadership. I don't know, man. It, I don't know why it made me so mad, honestly, because like I don't know. It seemed like such a direct shot at a team you play for, a team that you really identify yourself with, and a locker room you weren't in, and something that just wasn't a problem. It'd be different if, like, I'm just using them as an example, but I'm looking at the Red Sox game right now. If they were talking about the Red Sox, like, oh, this is why this season has gone to shit because we traded Rafi Devers. Here's a clear example. This just felt like a uncalled for shot at who? Like
Yeah.
Yelich, Woody,
Yeah,
the
I
front
don't
office? I don't know.
know.
It felt not necessary. Like, are you mad they traded Freddie Peralta? I
He's one of
guess.
those
I
former
don't know.
players who just loves to give his opinion on stuff he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer because I don't know. I love Luke Crew the player, and I'm not saying he's a bad person, but it's like, dude, just shut up. Like, I don't know, it was
Yeah.
so unnecessary. And then it's like, and you don't know if it had anything to do with that. It
He
wasn't
also tweets like he played in like the 80s and
right,
90s. Like he
right.
sounds like all those guys. He does not sound like a
He
recent
said
player.
he said to someone like, if Trevor Hoffman was playing, that player would have had a huge problem with him. I'm like, so you didn't say it wouldn't have happened. How do you know you didn't have a huge problem when you got in the locker room? Like we
Yeah.
never heard any story of Trevor Hoffman beating the shit out of rookies. So how do we like? I don't know, man. Um, yeah, don't don't like that. Wasn't a fan of that. Ooh, I just saw a tweet that said Jesus Mate is ill, not getting promoted because the Shuckers took him out of the lineup.
Hmm.
Bummer. All right, Ilya, you got anything else for us?
I think the College World Series brackets and
Oh
stuff are coming
yeah,
out, right? Is it regionals this week?
good
And
call. UWM won the Horizon League in dramatic fashion, and then are headed to Auburn for the regional.
I watched actually randomly Auburn this weekend. I happened to
Really?
put on they were playing, I forgot who in the SEC stuff. Yeah, I gotta probably look at some stuff and figure out who I'm gonna root for other than UWM. It's about time I start tuning in college ball.
Right.
Who have you been
Uh,
saying been rooting for this year? Did you guys pick a team?
we've been huge Florida State fans for most of this year, yeah.
All right. Let me see where they are in these here power rankings.
It's Auburn, NC State,
It
UCF, and
says Florida
UM.
State is an 11 out of the
Probably,
64 teams.
yeah, so hosting a regional, but
It says their run prevention unit's better than their run production unit, just so you know.
sounds good.
They have a
Yeah.
good rotation. That's sometimes what you need.
Do we think UWM wins the game? I say yeah.
You think so?
No.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't. I
Actually,
don't.
now that you say that, let me scroll to the bottom and see where you. Okay, they're not 64th, they're not 63rd, they're not 62nd, they're not 61st, they're not 60th. They're the 59th best team, it
All
says.
right. All right.
It says, yeah,
I
their run production and run prevention scores are a bit worse. Holy crap, as a team, their team ERA is 7.
I was gonna say I no disrespect to the Horizon, but I've seen and played in fall ball a couple Horizon League schools and they're good, but I've watched Auburn and the SEC on TV and it looks like they could take on some AAA teams. So that's probably I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna win the game there, but
Yeah.
that's a cool experience nonetheless.
Oh, for sure. That I mean that's awesome. That's like it's what you dream of. They're the the 15 seed that gets to go play the big bad blue bloods. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome for them. Rooting for them for sure, and happy to see a team represent Wisconsin college baseball because the Badgers sure shit haven't done that. And
This weekend is actually one of like I obviously baseball fans would be listening to this podcast, but that's like is an all-time fun kind of time to tune in to a
yeah,
sport. All of a sudden they do a similar like I don't know what they call it, but they kind of tune in all the games and keep you updated. And there's some
yeah,
crazy shit that happens in these games.
that's
Teams with
the
their necks on the line. It's pretty fun.
that's the best that like multi-view you're talking
Yeah.
about because that's the one reason I can't get quite as into it as like March Madness is because you know when the action's gonna happen in March Madness. The problem with the regional weekend is like you gotta kind of bounce around and hope you catch it.
Yeah.
Um, but other than that, it's fun stuff, and I'm obviously not a huge college baseball guy, so but I do love watching the tournament. It's a good refresher too, like just for like who the top picks are coming up, guys you might
Yep.
see in majors in the next 2, 3 years. So yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's all I got.
All right. Well, go Brewers, man.
Go Brewers.